Holy fucking shit.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
So
oh God. Look,
okay.
I don't even hardly know where to start because okay, I've done it before. I
Done
had
what?
done a
They don't know what you're talking about.
okay. So last night I had an opportunity to do DMT.
What?
Like the real shit from Peru,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the truth is I run in my mind. I'm thinking this is not really the circumstance. Like like this isn't how I imagined it happening. I'm thinking like you have to have some kind of like ceremony and like. Anyway, that wasn't happening, and I had one chance, so I did it.
Okay.
I had done a small amount a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it really didn't have much effect on me, to be honest with you. It felt very similar to what I experience every day.
Okay. Right. So what do you do? Do you smoke it? Do you eat it? Do you drink it? What do you do?
Smoke it. And you don't, like, I smoke marijuana, I smoke pot, I live in Colorado. It's definitely a big part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, taking one hit of something like this,
Mm-hmm.
not a huge hit, but just, would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I'd done a little bit before, and I was like, yeah, this is no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Holy fucking shit, dude. No. I don't know if I didn't do the same stuff before. Maybe it wasn't real. Maybe I don't know what the hell. But last night, I took that hit. I sat back. I let the air out. And all of a sudden, everything turned into geometric shapes.
Mm-hmm.
But they were hot pink. They were yellow. They were orange, and they weren't like flying by. They were down. Every time one passed through me, it was downloading information into my fucking brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then Buddha was standing at the top, sat down. I said, okay, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't know how many minutes had gone by, but it seemed like a lifetime.
Did you have a spotter? Was there somebody there with you?
Yes, thank God. Do
Okay.
not ever do this do not ever do this by yourself. Because I forgot to breathe.
Uh-huh.
Like, that's how, like, oh my God. Anyway.
All right, now, wait, okay, so geometric shapes flying by. Could you still see the room that you were in simultaneously, or no?
No.
Okay,
No.
So was it like Joe Rogan says, like you didn't feel like you went somewhere, you actually went there?
Yes. You were there. You were not, it wasn't like you could, like, I dimensionally travel. I see outside my body all the time.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what that was. I was someplace else. And I was not in control of it, and that's what started to freak me out because I've been doing this my whole life, and so to not be able to pull myself back freaked my shit. But when Buddha touched my shoulder, every fear within my body, every imbalance, every single thing was instantaneously gone. I started throwing up profusely. I probably threw up. I mean, this all seems like to me, it was a lifetime. This all probably happened in 15 minutes.
And, okay.
Maybe 20.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the information that was given to me in that amount of time was lifetimes. I can't even describe to people.
Could you see your body, or did your body dissolve before you got there?
Oh, my body was gone.
It's gone?
And not only was it gone, but everything. So then when I started to come back, right? Like, so I'm coming back, but it's merging. It's not like you just fall back in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the room that I'm in, I'm all of a sudden back in my office, but everything is still moving in those geometrical shapes, including the floor. Everything is alive.
Right.
and breathing and
Now,
moving.
now, when you went, did you hear a crackling or a popping noise in your inside your skull?
Yeah, it wasn't just a cracking or a popping. It was like a fucking explosion, and I felt like my brain literally exploded.
Did you feel a burst of dimethyltryptamine coming out of your pineal gland and hitting you in the like hitting the back end of your skull, like your forehead from the inside?
It was so, I don't know if that's what it was, but it was so strong. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like you just got like a hit in the back of the head, like what I had thought, you know?
Mhm.
It was like through my whole spine.
Mhm.
Like what this explosion went on, and it was literally like in between the right and the left brain. I could feel it,
Did you
and then
did,
shut. Go ahead. I'm
did you
sorry.
did you feel like a rip in between your left and right hemisphere, like something was being torn, but it didn't hurt?
It didn't hurt at all, but it was completely torn apart.
Okay, that's okay. Whenever you read in the Bible, just for a note, whenever it talks about Christ being crucified and it says that the veil in the temple was rent from the top to the bottom, that's what it's talking about. Your arachnid web, the web in between the left and right hemisphere.
Holy
Okay?
fucking shit. Well, it was so profound, and that's when. So when that rip happened,
Mhm.
that's when everything turned that super, super, super pink color.
Mhm.
And I mean, it was like being, you know how you watch those movies, like,
Doctor
not
Strange.
movies, yeah. Or you watch something where the geometric shapes, like they're using them for stuff, or they're in a room full of, like going to a carnival where the whole room is in a geometric shape and it's moving in different directions. So it's like there's no reality of what direction or what movement you're making, really.
Mhm.
That's what it felt like. But like that was being downloaded, like as I was going through this. I mean, it seems like a hall, but it wasn't a hall. Like it was like, fuck, dude.
Okay.
It was
But,
just the
but but
most.
before we continue, remember the other night you said you would watch Doctor Strange and you wish that you could do that. You could touch somebody on their forehead and make them see it.
Yeah.
Remember what I said afterwards? Be careful what you wish for.
Holy fucking shit.
So,
That's
okay.
ho, ho, ho.
So so let me explain. Okay, whenever you get to the crucifixion, okay, I'm going to break this down biblically for you. You have this whole concept of the book of Revelation about the 24 elders around the throne of God. Okay?
Right.
You have 12 ganglion nerves on your left side and you have 12 on the other side. You'll hear pastors and stuff debate over who the 24 elders are. Some say it's the 12 tribes of Israel and the 12 disciples. No, it's your ganglion nerves in your skull. And whenever you rip that veil, that's the 24 elders around the throne of God in the temple of your mind, of your skull. Okay? And all the electricity from your spinal column, because you were traumatized under the age of 6, the circuit was broken like a transformer, and you were only able to access 12 ganglion nerves on your left hemisphere. And what you did last night was you ripped it, so the electricity shot to all 24 ganglion nerves in the left and right hemisphere. And
I mean,
that's your crown. Okay?
holy. God, I'm like stuttering because it's like you can see it.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even though, like, you really, like, when you're saying the body dissolves,
Mhm.
it's
Did
like,
did you see it dematerialize as you traveled? Like
yes,
every single atom ripped apart from the skin.
yes,
Describe it.
yes.
Describe it.
So basically what it was is that it was like walking forward and having pieces literally dissolve off of you. Like what you see in the movie, Lucy. Did you
Mhm.
see the movie Lucy?
Several times.
Okay, you know when at the end where she just like pixelates?
Mhm.
That's what it felt like, but it was cellular. It wasn't a movie. It wasn't a matrix. It wasn't a computer. It was cell. It was each cell. Like each one was going home. I know that sounds ridiculous, but
Mm.
that's what it felt like.
Right. And it went from your skin to your muscles to your bone, and you just became
All
pure consciousness.
yes, and then yes, and it was like, but it's not like what you lose the physical because you become all with everything.
Mhm.
Like all of a sudden, your sensories are not over, not. it's not like you see all, know all of a sudden you're like, whoa. It's not like, it's like, but you just really get a sense of that everything that's going on is truly connected to you. Like the coding, the matrix, all the stuff that we're talking about is made by us
Mm-hmm.
from that place.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what I'm going to experience in the next few days because I still feel like I was in the shower and the shower started filling up with wild animals.
Right.
So that's unusual. That's different for me.
Now let's stay with the experience before you lose it. When you were on your way, when you were traveling, did you have anybody guiding you? Yeah, and
No.
It wouldn't have been vocal.
It was like that was Buddha. Like he sat, like he was standing there and then he sat in his meditative position like you see in a like you see in a picture, you know?
Mm-hmm. In the lotus.
And he just yeah, exactly right.
Was he
And he just
underneath the
sat.
tree?
He was underneath the tree, but there was also trees beside him. Like it wasn't just like how you see it like under the tree of life. It wasn't like that. There was trees beside him as well. It was like he was sitting in a forest almost, but everything was hot pink and orange.
Mm-hmm.
Really orange and pink and yellow. Like I kept even in that sense I kept thinking, what the fuck? Why is it so pink?
Could you speak?
No. And I
Was
couldn't move.
okay. And could you see
Never.
300? Could you see 360 degrees around you, or just straight ahead?
Yes.
Or okay.
See everything around you anywhere, but you're not where you are, so you don't see anything where you are.
Okay.
And when you and if you focus and you try to see where you are, it manipulates into both.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't see where you are even then.
And were you afraid when you were on your way?
No.
Okay. What
I
does
got scared. I did get scared when it wouldn't stop.
because you weren't controlling it?
Right. And that's then and I started to feel the fear rising up.
Mm-hmm.
And then but I also realized I wasn't breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a deep breath in.
Mm-hmm.
Buddha reached out, touched my shoulder, and it was like an instantaneous, exactly like what the fuck I asked for. Bam! It took me to where I was seeing all the geometric shapes, but I was seeing the elephant-shaped God. I was seeing Christ. I was seeing, yes. And for some reason, I cannot remember his name. I've heard it about 10 times today, and I can't. It's not sticking for me for some reason, but I saw him clear as a bell, and
Ganesha,
I saw
the elephant, that represents
yes,
the spinal column.
yes, and he was there bigger than shit, and Christ was there, but Christ had many. Christ was not like what I had seen before. Christ was like it looked like somebody had replicated him a million times
That's right.
back behind.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I've never seen that before.
Okay.
It was the most intense because I could feel all of them with him as well. It was like this. I don't know how to even describe it. He wasn't different. It wasn't like it was a different being, but it was like thousands of them, and you could feel each one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know what that means, but I'm hoping that you might know something because that's got to be important.
Yeah,
Because
a little bit.
yeah. Okay, so tell me.
Okay, well, you know how the Bible says the Son of Man and then the Son of God?
Yeah.
Okay. The Son of Man is the human part. It was the fleshly ego. When it says the Son of God or the Christ, that's the Spirit. Okay, there are as many Christs. There's a multiplicity of Christ. The Christ Spirit is can inhabit anybody who who reaches salvation or becomes enlightened. It's in several thousands and millions of people.
Yeah.
It's like a diamond. I hate using that analogy because it's so cheeseball, but it's the truth. The
Yep.
Christ is not an individual.
Oh my God.
It is the individuated all. Right? Jesus or Yeshua was the ego. He was the son of man. When he apotheosized, in the wilderness, he became a Christ.
Fucking A, Daniel. Like, I saw it.
Did they give you a mission? Or did you get a sense of what your marching orders are?
Oh God, I don't even. It's like I did, but I don't even. It's like it sounds stupid to me. It's like heal the planet, 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 heal the planet. What the fuck? Like really? I mean, really? Come on. That's not. That can't be right. Like that's not. I'm one person and I'm not that special. You know what I mean? Like when you take a look, like after seeing all that, my God, like I'm such a granule of fucking sand. Like it's so. Oh. So basically, it wasn't just like it's not just heal the planet. It's heal them one at a time.
Did you get a symbol or a glyph, a seal, a sigil?
And this is yes, but here's the thing, and I don't know what it means, and I don't know. It looks like Charlie Brown's shirt.
Okay.
The lines I'm talking about, like
zigzags.
Yeah, they're zigzag lines, but they're pink and yellow and orange, with a very dark line, like defining it.
Could you draw it if you had to?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, because it's so like it's just like if you just took and did a line up, did a line down, did a line up, did a line down, did a line up, did a line down, just did rectangles like triangles without a bottom.
Okay.
But you'd have to draw it forever.
Okay, and that was a sign or the sigil that was given to you?
That's the symbol that was like basically like when I was coming out of it and I started throwing up. That was the pattern that was like shoved in my face. So I can't get over the pink. And pink is not my color. Like I am not a pink girl. That is not, I'm not a pink girl. And I'm like obsessed with this pink now. And the orange. The orange was the most beautiful.
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
The straight horizontal line in Native American glyphs represents movement upon Mother Earth and closing connections with Father Sky. If the center line of the Z slants left, it indicates the path of the soul, the journey the spirit takes on the walk that is made on within the spirit. If the middle line in the Z slants to the right, this indicates forces that call loudly to a person's soul, passions or issues that compel a person to take a chosen path of life. The two horizontal lines, top and bottom, connecting the middle slant line, indicate the journey of life and understanding as we walk upon the grounding planet of Earth. We are also living the sky of life. These lines of definitions are common to plains, the native peoples of North America. So that's the first meaning that popped up for the zigzag. It's a Native American symbol that represents the reunification of Mother Earth and Father Sky.
Which makes so much fucking sense to me right now because of everything that's happening on the planet. The Father Sky is actually Uranus. Okay, because the Father Sky it was originally the son of Mother Earth, and then as he grew and became full whatever, he then became the husband of the Earth. I mean, that's my... So basically what I feel like is that I am supposed to somehow be coming back into this balance again, which I keep talking about of the feminine and masculine. It's not about one overcoming. It's not about one. It's about that literal balance.
Marriage.
Yes, but it's marriage within, not on the outside.
Right. It's
yeah.
In biblical terms, it would be the marriage of the Lamb.
Oh my God.
Where the Christ returns for his bride.
And let me just tell you that would explain why all the fucking animals showed up in my bathtub, right?
How do you connect that?
Because of the ark, because of the DNA, because of the earth is the ark, and like it's all coming back. Like it's
Well, you know what Jesus said. Whenever the return would happen, it would be like it was in the days of Noah. He specifically said that.
And that's exactly what it fucking felt like in my goddamn shower. It was like I had antelope, I had gazelles jumping out of the bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Like things that I don't even know about. You know what I mean? Not know about. Of course I know about them, but I mean that things are not like why. Like I wouldn't think to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all coming out, and it was like, and this is the next day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, DMT. No. DMT only, like I swear, it only lasted, less than a half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still feeling the effects of. Not the visuals, but the downloads. It's like it's processing so...
You ever heard of a zip file?
Yes, and that's exactly... I swear to God that's what it feels like. But here's the other kicker, and this might be too much information for people, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
For the last 3 months, I have had 2 periods a month.
Mm-hmm. Because
my body is so out of whack, and the energies are so high...
Mm-hmm.
that I just react. I have, I've always been that way, but the last few months have been really bad. Well, this month it was like I kind of had a period, but it wasn't really, but my lower back was hurting me, and I had a lot of, it was like nothing was flowing, right?
Right.
After last night, my entire body went back into balance.
Right.
So... Like I said, this is probably too much information, but it's like
we're adults.
Exactly. And I'm in complete flow, but it's not like it was. It's bright red.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's like whatever was stuck, whatever was blocked has released.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have a good friend that is really into blood and the cleansing of the blood, and the Bible says the blood is the life.
It is.
And you can make your blood dirty through negative emotions and stress and things like that.
Well, even the cough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still have it a little bit because I just smoke weed, but the thing is, that gurgling in my chest
mm-hmm.
that was getting so bad, remember I was telling you? It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
The gurgling in my chest is gone. My period is flowing. My lower back, my spine feels like, literally, I feel more in balance, more grounded, more capable
mm-hmm.
than that I remember feeling in this lifetime.
Okay.
And it's like, so, like, even my magic, like,
mm-hmm.
practicing on a deeper level today,
mm-hmm.
like lighting candles with my hands and doing things, which it's like, I know that it's going to happen.
Right.
And it's just like, it's not a matter of, oh, well, we can do this and I can change my belief, blah, 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 blah. It's all bullshit.
Now it's tangible.
Yeah.
Now it's almost like you can feel it in your hand.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I can feel it through the elements because that is a key. Fire, water, air, earth. It's like that's what we use.
And the 5th element, which is ether, which is where you went.
And I'm telling you, that is the place where creation, because I think the other part of it being scary is that there was no end.
Mm-hmm.
There was no time, which everybody's like, oh, that'd be great. Oh yeah, that's what we want. Blah blah blah. We don't have a fucking clue what that even means. Like, just no. Oh, we have no clue, and that is not what we want. And this, in the 3D, for this density, you do not want that because things don't end.
Mm.
And everybody thinks, oh, that'd be great. We could be happy forever. No, that's not what we get. You get the realm of emotion, so you feel it all forever.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's why we have the memory veil. That's why we have all of these things. Because, Daniel, there's so many people on this planet that are still not ready for kindergarten.
Nope.
I mean, it's like that sounds like I'm not putting anybody down in any way, and I'm not saying that I'm even above that in any way, because I don't know. But it sure seems like to me that the things that I saw, I can't even, I'll be honest with you now, like, I can't even think about, like, the presidency and the government and the,
It's just total bullshit.
I can't even, it's like, it's so irrelevant to me that who cares? Like, seriously, who cares? Right? I have not, like, I want so much more than that. We are so much more capable. We have so much more to experience than these petty games, like
distractions.
And I think at one point we thought it was fun.
It was a rung on the ladder.
Right. But it's time now to, like, to grow up a little bit. You know, to as a whole, as a society, as a group of beings, we need to evolve and get past this bullshit, because it's like, you know, like, everybody loves preschool. Well, okay, great. It's time to get some education now. It's been fun, if that's what we want to call it. But it's really time to move on now, and that's where, like, drinking salt water and rehydrating your body. I'm smoking today, but I know that it will not last.
Right.
I can already tell. I can already feel it. Like, I didn't smoke pot this morning. I just smoked. That's the first hit I've taken today, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning here. And that's not my routine. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's my mind, the addictions and the things that we have as distractions here. They're just fun. It's like getting caught in a game of Monopoly, you know? That you can't get out of.
Now we're about to shake all that off.
And that's exactly what I was seeing, is that now I will say this, and this is more information than I usually put out, and I don't usually do, like, the prophecy bullshit, because, you know, what it is, and the timelines can change at any time, and, you know, anyway, but prior to the DMT, one of the reasons that I really wanted to do it is I've been having very strong visions that almost knock me to the ground. Because, like, literally, not just, like, figure, like, oh, wow, that was heavy. No, like, literally take my knees out. And one of them is a very large white building that extends about a full block with windows at every 6 feet and a tall tower in the center, and it blows up, not just from the center, but from the bottom. It's almost like there's something underneath the ground that just blows the fuck up, and it's solid gray. Like, it's not, you know how smoke, like, has different colors, and it moves, and it's white, and it's black, and all of that?
Right.
No. It's solid gray. And people will think that it's some kind of, I don't know, I keep feeling like people are going to think it's maybe a good thing. Because I don't know what the building is, and I don't know where it is, but people may believe that it's a good thing. But what's happening, and the reason that that building is being exploded, is something is being released.
Okay.
Something that's been in the ground. Something that hasn't been able to come out.
Was the building square?
I can only see it from the front, so I don't know.
What does it look like from the front? Does it look like a Capitol building? Some type of government?
It looks like a government building to me, because it's literally like blocks. Like, they just look like solid white building blocks, but with windows in the front.
Okay.
And then this one tower in the center, it's not even a tower, it's just taller.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still solid white and it's concrete. It's all concrete. Like the whole building is made out of concrete, is what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. And it blows up from the bottom.
From underneath it. It's not something hits it. It's not, I don't see like the tower blowing up. It literally comes from underneath it. And it kills everyone.
Okay.
Anyone
in the building.
In the building, in the vicinity.
Okay.
Gone. Instantaneously meltdown.
All right.
So whatever that is that comes out.
All right, I'm going to send you a clip real quick. Hang on, let me make sure I'm sending you the right one, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to send you a clip real quick. Don't say what it is or anything. I just want you to watch it.
Okay.
Real quick. And tell me if it hits any triggers.
Holy shit. Where is that?
Just keep watching.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my God, like my legs are shaking.
Let me know when you're done with it.
Holy. Okay. Holy schmoly, wow. Okay. Wow.
All right, so what'd you see?
Wow. Oh, sorry. Let me turn. Wow. So, okay. So first of all, what caught me the most is when she said, "We will not tolerate secret societies."
Okay.
Because they're on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then when she turned the cup around,
Mm-hmm.
she knew.
It wasn't a cup. Let's be clear. It was a mason jar.
It was a mason jar.
Mason.
Mason fucking jar. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Okay. And then the corporation seat was open and the fucking bomb went off. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I am, like, tripping out now because it's not just about that, but the whole idea of what I was talking about, that's probably the purpose.
And it's the Capitol building, which is, it looks just like St. Peter's Basilica from Capitoline Hill, which is the seat of the papacy, organized religion.
There's a seat open. There's a seat open. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Holy fucking shit.
And of course, what is Superman? Superman was developed by two Orthodox Jews in the 30s, who conceptualized what the Messiah would be like if he were to come to Earth in our day and age. And they said, well, first he'd be an alien. He'd be from a different planet. And so Superman is the Jewish Messiah, right? And that's why whenever you watch Man of Steel or any Superman movies, you always see the sun is behind him, or he flies, or falls in the shape of the crucifix, or there's a huge, mural of Jesus Christ behind him. He's the Messiah, or he's a Messiah.
Right.
So, in the beginning of the clip, of course, that's from Batman versus Superman, right?
Right.
Which is I don't know why everybody shit on that movie. Well, I do know why, because they just didn't get what it was saying.
Right. That's a lot of this stuff. I think a lot of the movies that don't really hit, that are giving out a lot of disclosure.
Yeah, sure. So you have a Messiah coming down into the Capitol building, the seat of corrupted religion and government, and then it blows up, it's destroyed, and he emerges.
Fuck.
Does that trigger anything from what you experienced last night?
Absolutely. But what's weird about it is I don't see anyone emerging. I see, well, and this will be over the top a little, but when I say that something was released, what I see is a demon.
Okay.
And it's not a demon like what you see in the movies.
What does it look like?
It looks like a ball of light, and it has a very dark center and a very large opening in the center of it, and it just swallows everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up out of the explosion and is freed.
All right.
I don't know what that means, but that's really what I saw.
Okay, now at what point in your experience did you see this happen? Was it before Buddha or after Buddha, or?
Well, it was actually before I even did the DMT is when I had the first vision.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had it twice before, like just as I was doing something, it hit me. That's when I was saying, it like dropped me almost because it was so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the DMT, towards the end, after Buddha had already touched me, after when I was like I knew where I was. I knew I was back in my space.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the same vision happened, but I wasn't scared. It was like, and I can only see it from the front. It's not like I don't have any vision from the top. It's not like I'm there for some reason. And usually when I have those kind of experiences, it's like I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like that. It was like I was watching a movie.
Right. Now, can I read you a passage?
Yes.
Okay, this is from the book of Joel, chapter 2. Okay?
Okay.
It says, "And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, your young men shall see visions, and also upon the servants and upon the handmaids in those days will I pour out my spirit, and I will show wonders in the heaven and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. The sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call."
I guess what freaks me out, or not, it doesn't freak me out. It's like what I'm seeing is the parables
Mm-hmm.
that it's almost like God is the same as Christ,
Mm-hmm.
but not the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not the same being. They're not the same, but it's the same. Like, it's this infinite extension.
An avatar. Well, avatar is a poor word, but
that's what it's like. It's so much more power. Like, it's so much, like, we can't even grasp what the consciousness of things like this are, because like I said, I mean, after however many minutes when I was in this, like, I know that I looked at the person who was helping me and I was like, okay, I'm ready for this to stop now.
Mm-hmm.
And then almost instantaneously I started puking. And I mean, not a little, like I got really sick from it.
Right.
And you hear about that that's supposed to happen, because that's the shit that it's not just the throw up, it's not just the toxins, it's not just a clearing of the physical body.
Mm-hmm.
It takes out that emotional shit
Mm-hmm.
that we've been anchoring and storing through our cellular system. That's why, like, when you were talking about like dissolving almost, like you just it's like like you almost, it's almost like that's what happens. Like the cells themselves separate out into that ether, and then when they come back, they're all fresh and new.
Right.
And that's part of, I think that's part of like where we try to reach when we sleep. It's like all of these different aspects of this reality we've kept in touch, but we just don't get it. Right? Like, we've kept in touch with these other sides, with these other dimensions, with these other... Because Christ does not just exist in the 3D. But that's another thing. Like, there's all of these, there's, thousands of him, but then if you look up just a little bit, there's more and more and more and more and more. And the same with the sun. That's another weird thing.
Let me read you another passage.
Oh, good.
1 Corinthians says, "For now we see through a glass darkly, but then face to face. Now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known."
Say that again.
For now we see through a glass darkly, or a dirty mirror. But then, when you get to the other side, face to face. Now, which is here in the material, I know in part, but then, over there, shall I know, even as also I am known.
Fuck. See, so even where I was, I feel like that's just like I don't even feel like I was on that other side yet. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know that we're capable, even with enhancements, even with anything in this 3D reality, in this body, in this brain, in this whatever we've created for ourselves. I don't even know that we're fucking capable. Seriously. Because I'm telling you, like, I am very out there. You know, I did liquid acid in my eyes when I was, young. I've done drugs.
Right. This was not a drug, was it?
Fuck no. And this was not anything like it was nothing like any drug I've ever done. Mm-hmm. It was nothing like anything I've ever experienced, even in hours of meditation, of doing, I did a 10-day survival in Canada. Mm-hmm. I've done things. I've done mirror meditations where you sit in front of a mirror for 8 hours.
Right.
Like I've done the craziest shit. And this, I don't know, like it's a whole different level of consciousness and experiencing things from a place where you can start to see the manipulation, but it's not like what we even think. Like we've created this story of the elite and the hackers and of this, and we've been, hacked and we've been manipulated and all of these different things, but really that's just part of the movie. Mm-hmm. Like that's part of the script.
Right.
And so coming to a place of where we can still enjoy the movie, right? Because it's kind of fun or whatever. Sometimes I sit down and watch Netflix and you can get really into it. Mm-hmm. But allowing us to evolve beyond the television.
Right.
Like get up and go outside and see what's really out there. And I'm not talking about the outside here. Like, I mean outside of us. Like, what is really going on here?
See, now do you understand why, one, Christ had to use parables, and two, whenever a prophet or anybody had an outer body experience or a vision, one, they immediately fell to their knees in awe.
Yes.
And two, they said, it was like this, it was like that, because there are no words.
There's no words to describe what I experienced last night. And I kind of feel bad for the guy that was here because he's like, I'm sure I don't know if I tripped him out or if he's done it a lot of times and he coaches people all the time with this, so it may not have been anything for him, but it was so, like, you seriously, like, I couldn't talk, I couldn't move my body, mm-hmm. And I'm going through all this stuff, and then when I would say something, it was like listening to an echo from far away.
Right.
Because I wasn't there. Like, oh my God. And what people don't understand, I mean, this is where I guess I'm freaking out, is that, like, I know that people say that they have out-of-body experiences. I get it. Mm-hmm. When they do this. But that's not the same. Like, I go out of my body all the time. It's not the same. I just don't, I mean, because it's like what you said before, you're serious, like, when I dimensionally travel, I still am aware of where I am.
Right.
I'm still aware of my own being.
Right.
I'm just looking from outside of it. This is not fucking like that.
Did you feel afterwards? Have you ever been electrocuted?
Kind of. Not really. Not enough to really hurt me or anything. No.
But you know how your muscles tense up?
Yes.
Okay, did it feel
No.
like that when you got back?
Nope.
No? Okay.
You feel every muscle in your body is relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Every muscle in your body is functioning. Like, I can't explain to you the balance.
Right.
It is the weird, like, I always, I do a lot. I meditate every day. I do Tai Chi. I do yoga. I do all of these things on a daily basis, and not like in a practice, but I just do them.
Mm-hmm.
I've never felt this balanced.
Right.
My spine is straight up and down and connected in between those two hemispheres of my brain, instead of being connected to one or the other.
Do you feel like there's a hand on top of your scalp and it's pulling you up?
Mm-mm.
No? Did you feel that at any point?
Yes, I felt, well, what's weird about it is when I tried to come back in, I felt like I was pulled back out.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was the only time. But when I came back, it wasn't like coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I did not just like fall back in. It was like,
You rematerialized.
yes. And everything around me, like, so I have it, my office is in the shed kind of area, and it's got like painted concrete.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it's not painted. Anyway, I'm looking at this shit and I'm watching it smoke, right? I'm seeing the smoke in the physical here,
Mm-hmm.
in balls, and I'm watching the whole event in my concrete.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. And then again, like I said, then I went in and I went to bed because I was like, okay, this is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to bed, didn't really sleep a lot. I mean, I slept, but it was like weird dreams, kept waking up. And then, but I woke up feeling great, refreshed. I'm not tired at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a shower. And that was this morning. And as I'm sitting there and I'm, I'm soaping myself up and I do, I'm doing whatever I'm doing, and I turn around and literally every little soap thing is turning into an animal that is deciding to come into the shower.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, whoa. I mean, that's weird, And then, but it didn't go away.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't go away until I turned the water off. And then I turned the water off and they were gone. And then it was like, I don't know, I'm still seeing things. And not the things, I've always seen things. I always have seen beings. I've always seen, I guess, what people would consider the fairy realm, gnomes. I've always, my mother sees them. My grandmother sees, it's a hand down or something. This is not like that.
Right.
This is dimensional realities for real that are existing and going and moving and living and breathing, that are within us and without us. Like we probably have people living in us.
Every single cell is a universe.
Seriously, like I can't describe to you how intensely true that is.
So do you feel like you have a renewed sense of purpose?
I don't know. I feel like I have a renewed sense of, what the fuck am I doing here? For real. Like, you were saying, like, I really get that. Well, I don't really get anything. That's probably part of it. All of a sudden I get nothing. Like everything I thought was true is not.
Right, you gotta have to reevaluate existence for a little bit.
Everything.
Right.
Like even the work I do. The cellular somatic work.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I may have a different way now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it may be a lot easier for people. You know, because that's my funny. Like I always say, ha ha ha, yeah, I'm a life coach, but my real goal is to make you cry and puke.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're not crying and throwing up, at least during in the first 3 sessions, I'm not doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they may not have to go through the extreme, the catalyst. I think you still have to throw up, but I think that there's something to being able to just alter the cell itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, so this is another piece that I kind of did that I left out, or, you know, one of the things a couple of weeks ago, I do, and I don't know if people listening will know, but, you know, I practice magic. I have since I can remember. I'm a witch, is what they call us. But the magic that I am seeing now is intensified by 10.
Right.
And a few weeks ago, it was like I started working with hand magic.
Right.
And which I'd always used in some ways, but I didn't realize what I was doing with it. I was just taught it. And during this process of whatever I'm fucking going through, it's like literally turning into those geometric shapes in your mind. Because that's the coding. It's like a snowflake. You know, if you look at each one, there's a reason why each one is different. And that's like the coding within us. And so it seemed like I really started researching and really started looking into what it is that is controlling the matrix. Because the matrix, this is a program. Like, we're in some kind of program. And program is such a limited word. It's just the only one that I know to...
It's a holographic simulation.
Yes, but it's not like a holographic simulation like we can recreate. It's like a holographic simulation that is real but can be going on, like, so you can actually be experiencing 4 or 5 or who knows how many holographic experiences at one time, but each holographic experience only knows of each one, or only knows of itself. Because it's like somehow, and I keep hearing myself say, it's like.
I know your pain.
It's so, like, they just don't have, the language just doesn't describe, doesn't give enough. You know? So this is all this crazy stuff has been happening to me in the last week or so. I ended up getting contacted Friday night by one of the largest dispensaries in Colorado. It's the only dispensary that is trying or attempting to become a public traded company. And you're talking billions of dollars.
Right.
They want me to come in. They want me to take over, like, their office setup, basically.
Right.
And I got really excited about it. And now I don't even want to do it.
Why not?
Because it's such a no fucking thing.
Now?
Yeah, all of it. All of it is like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do all the things that they have been indoctrinating us, or that we have indoctrinated ourselves to believe that we have to do. It's like, this is all a game. And it's been fine. Like, I'm not even mad about it.
Right.
That's the weird part. I expected to be pissed off about it. I'm so not mad about it. Like, I'm so okay with it. That's how it's been. But it doesn't have to be that way. And I'm really realizing that I can manifest and create it how I want. Right. And so I haven't really worked in months.
And then an opportunity comes along and you don't even care.
I don't care. Because it's a no fucking thing. It doesn't matter. All these struggles and survivals that we think we have are a lie. to ourselves, they're not lying to us.
Right.
They're just helping us play it out.
Yep.
So no more blaming. Like, no more being pissed off at people. Like, no more nothing. It doesn't matter.
To imagine that there's a villain outside of yourself is just to distract yourself from the responsibility that it's you.
Bam. And that's so much. And it's like what I really got to see is that every aspect is actually like a simulation of yourself, right? Like it's like it's them, like they're getting the experience too, and they're whatever they are. But when it comes to you, their interaction with you is part of that simulation. And that's why I kept saying it's like it's in your ad. They're coming and answering your ad, the magnetic field. Mm-hmm. But it's more than that. It's almost like we are literally creating the people around us, the things around us, the chaos, the this, the that, whatever it is, we are creating that within ourselves, not just for the experience of a lesson. It's for the experience, period.
Right.
It's like outside of this realm, the experiences are different. It's different.
Right.
And this is the fun place, which is hard to believe.
Well, get into what kind of going back to what you were saying or earlier about people wanting, no time here. And anybody who may listen to this, if you haven't seen Doctor Strange, just plug your ears up. But do you remember what the whole thing with Caecilius wanting to do on Earth to bring Dormammu here?
Yes.
To where there is no time?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes! Oh my God, I had forgotten about that.
and Doctor Strange is like, no. That you really don't want that. You don't want
really
that.
Don't want that. Like,
No.
people do not get how much they don't want that. They don't want the memory veil to lift. They don't want all the things that these people are like, oh, God. Like pushing for because they think it's going to give them some kind of secret. No. No.
And remember, he was Caecilius was tapping into the dark universe to use his abilities, and the ancient one, had to as well, but for other reasons.
Exactly.
And then when Doctor, go ahead.
They didn't go into that enough.
Oh well, you got to dig.
Yeah. They didn't go into that enough for people, I don't think, because I think there's a lot to that as far as it takes both sides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
It takes both sides. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And if you don't have the yin and the yang, there's no movement.
No.
And that's the other part that I was seeing is it was like, God, I just wish I could describe, like, when it very first started happening, it was like I was in a room. It was like I was in a funny room, or like I was at a carnival, because everything was moving in every direction. There was no direction. There was no time. There was no all of the things that we grasp onto in this reality to have the experience did not exist.
Did you go to a place that the only way I can describe it is limbo at any point?
I don't remember limbo because there was to me, limbo would be like a nothingness.
Right. You didn't go there?
There was no nothingness.
All right, you don't want to go there.
Yeah, I didn't get there. I didn't go there. There was no nothingness. It was so much. Like every shade, like every single line was giving me information. And excited about giving it. You know how I get, like, sometimes when I'm, I start to spaz out and I'm like, wah! That's how this was the entire time.
Like it was excited to see you. The environment was excited to see you.
Like so excited.
Like it hasn't seen you in a while.
hasn't seen you in a while and really wanted to catch up.
Right.
Like, really wanted to catch up.
Right.
And you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I need a drink. Like, like before we continue this part, I need something to drink.
You didn't see any of the faceless ones?
No, the faces were.
Okay.
No, I didn't see faceless, but
Did you see any ghost horses?
that's what I felt like was in the shower with me. They were like all the ghosts of all these animals.
Did you experience any type of crucifixion?
No. I'm telling you, like, so now it's going to just start. Daniel, this is the thing. It's just going to start, like, flowing in now.
Yeah, when I was talking about zip files, now you understand why I call my website downloaded content.
Hell yeah.
Okay, you really have to read that serial novel from beginning to where it's at. You have to do that.
I've read so many pieces of it, and it always seems like I get distracted, and then when I go back, I start reading at another place.
You got to start from the beginning, man, and you got to follow those links at the bottom. You really have to do that.
Okay.
Okay?
Got some, it's so weird, the things that are, okay, so the other thing that happened is right before all this, I had a woman on the show on Saturday. She lives up in the mountains of Arizona, and she deals with these shamans that are up there. They put on these meditational ceremonies a few times a year, and it's invitation only. Like, there's 1 or 2 people there, and that's it. They have invited me. I think I needed this experience so that I could experience whatever it is that I'm supposed to there.
Right.
Because there's something happening to me that I can't explain. It's like not wanting to work. It's not that I know that I'm going to work harder than I've probably ever worked in my life. Because it's in a different direction of...
You got a massive upgrade.
Oh, shit. Like, I knew and I wanted it, and even as I was throwing up, he kept saying sorry. He's like, God, I'm so sorry. And I kept saying, please don't be sorry. Like, don't put that energy out there. Like, don't be sorry. This is what I needed. I wanted this. I needed this.
Right.
And everything is falling into place. So I start my kickboxing back up tonight.
Right.
And I'm going to be going to this meditation. My spiritual being is in strong balance, and that I have not experienced before.
Right.
And all, like, going to work and creating my jobs and paying the bills and, like, I always, like, want to laugh. It just seems so, like, really?
Right.
What? Wow, really? That's all I can say is really? We've been doing this a while. And then I look around at my stuff, and it's not like, oh, it's stuff, I don't need it, just get rid of it, blah, blah, blah. It's not like that. It's like, oh my God, look at how cool that is. Like, everything I have is every little thing has its own experience as whatever it is.
Right.
How fucking amazing is that?
Now, I gotta go in just a second because I gotta prepare lunch. But based off of my questions, how many times do you think I've taken DMT?
I don't know. How many? Have you ever taken it?
Just take a guess.
Honestly, I would say that you have not taken it, but I think that you somehow have experienced a level of it. Or maybe you've taken it. I don't know.
Never taken it.
I could feel it. I could tell that I could feel it, but I also know that you get what I'm talking about. Dude, I'm telling you, if you do it.
I'll tell you whenever I came back, okay? Because I went a different way. I didn't smoke it. but I did go through a different method. But I'll tell you what my marching orders were. Go back down there and explain it to them, boy.
Oh, I so fucking get that. And it's like, really? With this language, with what we have going on here, that's the mission?
Mm-hmm.
That makes me want to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny as shit. That's like that's like going into kindergarten. Like, you got to figure out how to take a kindergartner to their first year of college.
Well, you remember what we were talking about? Was it you? It might have been you. Yeah, I'm sure. I know we've had this discussion, but I'm not quite sure if you worded it this way. It might have been somebody else. When we were discussing the Illuminati, whoever it was, you or whoever it was, said that what if they are our greatest teachers?
Yes, that's me. That is definitely, and that is exactly why I'm saying, like, this Luciferian thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's freaking me out, because then today I get contacted by somebody who is supposedly the head of one of these groups, the Luciferian group.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not contacting him back because I need to find out more about that, but why would that even come into my consciousness? I've never even I've never had that connection before that I knew of.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that coming from? You know what I'm saying? There's reasons. Luciferian, and this is the whole thing about it, Lucifer is such a misconception.
Yeah, I know.
And this whole thing, but I feel like it's a misconception, like, is Christ really Lucifer?
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
that's really, like, because that's when I touch into that vibration, I still see the dimensional Christ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, best way I can explain it, I mean, the Bible says that he who knew no sin became sin for us.
Fuck.
The serpent on the pole, okay?
Jesus.
All right. Now, if you want to get the information from modern Hollywood, I would suggest watching The Dark Knight. All right, the second Batman movie from the last trilogy. Okay, and I'll ruin that movie for you. But at the end of it, Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face. He becomes the villain, right?
Right.
And Batman has to make a choice between saving a young boy's life or saving Harvey Dent's life. And Harvey Dent ends up getting his neck broken. And so Batman takes it upon himself to take the blame, to become the villain, even though he didn't do anything wrong, to bear the sins of the city. Right? If you watch the last few minutes of The Dark Knight, and Commissioner Gordon is talking about, his son asked him, why is he running from everybody? Why is he doing that?
Yeah.
And the guy says, because he's the hero that we need, but not the hero that we deserve, and because he can take it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lucifer, the light bearer, I mean, it's the Christ, but what does the Christ do? Bears the sins of the world. So, and the whole passion of the Christ is about he who knew no sin getting beaten, spit upon, cursed. Everybody turns their back on him, but he was the light of the world. He was the Lucifer. And so, the name Lucifer has been bastardized. It's been demonized. But
yes.
It is Christ. Lucifer is Christ.
Yes.
It's the stumbling block that the builders rejected. Now these guys running around, sacrificing animals and kids and shit to Lucifer, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They don't. That's ridiculous, and they've turned it into something else. But here's the thing about what you just said, and hopefully I don't lose it, because I might have, is that the original bloodline,
Mm-hmm.
the Christ bloodline, the O negative that you and I've talked about and all these other things,
Mm-hmm.
it has something to do with that Lucifer, like, somehow that is the original line, like Lucifer, that the bringers of light are what mixed with the human, or fuck, I don't know. Now I lost. Like, it made so much sense when I was saying it in my head, but then when I tried to say it out loud, it didn't come out right. it's almost like I'm really seeing that it's not a reptilian, it's not an alien, it's not all these things. It's like these dimensional realities of ourself, so that we can experience all the different realities of emotion and physical reality on some level of not, I don't know. Oh. All right, go eat.
All right. Well,
I can call this guy.
would you recommend other people taking this trip?
I don't know. That's a hard one. Because I feel like I have been experiencing a lot of this stuff. I've been working towards it. I've been working on it, and it still kind of flipped me out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if somebody is still unaware of small pieces, this could take you into a place that you might not come out of for a while.
Right.
So if you're going to do something like this, just make sure that you're...
This is not recreational, is it?
No. And this is not something that, like, I know that there are kids out there that, like, do DMT as a recreational drug.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's a no-no, because this is a realm that you're going into where you can bring back the demons.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to be in a space or in a reality of that happening.
Right.
Because when you come back and you reappear and you rematerialize, I don't know that you're necessarily in control of what comes with you.
Right.
And there's always something coming with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we are. If you think about your skin, like it always has stuff living on it.
That's true. Okay, well, I did want to talk to you about some technical stuff, but you know what? I think you need a day or two.
Seriously.
I think you're
And then who knows? And then we may be able to really take that someplace really cool too.
Well, whenever your zip file starts bit by bit, it starts unpacking.
Yes.
Oh, you're gonna trip out.
I probably am. Yeah, I can already feel it.
Yeah, it'll come in small bursts and build on top of each other.
Yes.
And you'll be like, you'll see.
I can't wait. In a lot of ways, I'm super excited. In a lot of ways, I have anxiety a little bit, because it's like, holy shit. Like, I already thought I had a lot of understanding, I guess. That's a big trick. Oh, yeah. So to realize that I really know nothing is a big deal. I know you hear people say that, but like, we really know nothing.
You know what's really funny is earlier today I stopped at a gas station. There was a huge landscaping truck beside me, and I got out, and it was truck number 33, right? And this whole time me and you've been talking, I'm holding one of my Bic lighters that's got the Playboy bunny with, lipstick on it.
Uh-huh.
And I've been twiddling it around in my hand, and then I turned it upside down, and it's serial number 42. So I just noticed that. So I'm going to get up. Go ahead.
22, 22, 22. Even right now, I look down, it's 227, 217, so it's 227. Like every 222, 222. Like it's up my ass.
Yeah, well, mine's 42, which if you read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy,
yeah,
that's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. 42.
Yes, I actually remember that. That's so funny. I think I have it written down. I have that, and I have 108 because acceptance, integrity, and yeah. Anyway, okay.
I'm gonna get off of here, and then I'm probably gonna put this out today.
Oh my God, that's so rocking. Okay, so and I'm probably gonna call you late. Like, I'm gonna keep calling you as I keep experiencing stuff, because I want to be able to have somebody to go back to when I don't remember it, or when, you know what I mean? Does it go away? Fuck, I don't know.
It doesn't go away, but what's the best? I don't want to say it gets diluted, It doesn't get diluted, but it becomes less
Faded.
tangible.
It's fading already.
Right. That's why I wanted you to get it out quick.
God, and it feels good. Like I feel even better.
Mm-hmm.
I am telling you, I mean, this is an amazing thing, but this is not something for people to just go around and fuck with.
No.
And I'll be honest, I would never do ayahuasca. I would never do that. 3 days of this shit. I'm not kidding. I think I would. I don't want to do that.
See, I've had people, try to get me to do LSD, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even need to do any of that shit.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
I don't need to do any of that shit.
no,
No.
you're already there. You're already. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Downloaded content podcast. Download content.